So, good day everyone. By the way, my name is Ronalyn B. Labio and I am the reporter from Group 3. And now we are going to tackle about the validation and validity. So, after performing the item analysis and revising the items which need revision, the next step is to validate the instrument. The purpose of validation is to determine the characteristics of the whole test itself, namely the validity and reliability of the test. So, validation is the process of collecting and analyzing evidence to support the meaningfulness and usefulness of the test. So, when we say validity is the extent to which a test measures what it purports to measure, or as referring to the appropriateness, correctness, meaningfulness, and usefulness of specific decisions a teacher makes based on the test result. There are three main types of evidence: the content-related evidence of validity, criterion-related evidence of validity, and construct-related evidence of validity. What is content-related evidence of validity? So, content-related evidence of validity refers to the content and the format of the instrument. So, how appropriate is the content? How comprehensive? Does it logically get at the intended variable? How adequately does the sample of items or questions represent to the content to be assessed? So, criterion-related evidence of validity refers to the relationship between the scores obtained using the instrument and the scores obtained using one or more other tests, so often called criterion. How strong is this relationship? How well do such scores estimate present or predict future performance of a certain type? So, construct-related evidence of validity refers to the nature of the psychological construct or characteristic being measured by the test. How well does a measure of the construct explain differences in the behavior of the individuals on their performances on a certain task? So, the two main types of criterion-related validity are concurrent validity and predictive validity. So, when we say concurrent validity, it refers to a comparison between the measure in a question and an outcome assessed at the same time. So, the example of concurrent validity is a comparison of the scores with math exam with course grades in grade 12 math. So, the predictive validity, the scores in the instrument are correlated with scores on a later performance or criterion measure of the students. So, the example of predictive validity, we ask the question, do the scores in math exam predict the math grade in grade 12? So, next is the reliability. Reliability refers to the consistency of the scores obtained, how consistent they are for each individual from one administration of an instrument to another and from one set of items to another. So, the formula for computing the reliability of a test: for internal consistency, for instance, we could use the split half method or the Crowder-Richardson formula, the KR20 or KR21. So, the reliability and validity are related concepts. If an instrument is unreliable, it cannot get valid outcomes. So, as reliability improves, validity may improve also, or it may not. However, if an instrument is shown scientifically to be valid, then it is almost certain that it is also reliable. As you can see, the table is a standard followed almost universally in educational test and measurement. So, if the reliability is 90 and above, its interpretation is excellent reliability at the level of the best standardized test, 80 to 90, very good for a classroom test, 70 to 80, good for a classroom test, in the range of most. there are probably a few items which could be improved. 50 to 60. Suggest need for revision of test unless it is quite short, 10 or fewer items. The test definitely needs to be supplemented by other measures or more tests for grading. 50 or below. Questionable reliability. This test should not contribute heavily to the course grade and it needs revision. So when we say item analysis, it refers to a statistical technique that helps instructors identify the effectiveness of their test items. Discrimination index, which is the difference between the proportion of the top scorers who got an item correct and the proportion of the bottom scorers who got the item right. Difficulty index, it refers to the proportion of students who got the best item correctly. And that's all. Thank you so much and God bless.